Hello everyone, welcome to Vision and Navigation. Today's video is all about crops. Yes, class 8, chapter number 1, crop production and management. Dear students, we have learned that all living organisms require food. Where plant can make their own food by the process photosynthesis, but animals including humans cannot make their food. So, where do animals get their food? We get our food from plants and animals or both. To fulfill the demand of food at large scale, food has to be produced on a large scale. So, in order to provide food for a large population, regular production, proper management and distribution is necessary. Students, till 10,000 BCE, people were nomadic, means they were wandering in groups from one place to another place in search of food and shelter. But later, they could cultivate land and produce rice, wheat, and other food crops. Thus was born agriculture. What is crop? When plants of the same kind are cultivated at one place on a large scale, it is called a crop. For example, a crop of wheat means that all the plants grown in a field are that of wheat. We already know that crops are of different types like cereals, vegetables and fruits. These can be classified on the basis of the season in which they grow. India is a vast country. The climatic conditions like temperature, humidity, and rainfall vary from one region to another. So, accordingly, there is a rich variety of crops grown in different parts of the country. This diversity brings a broad cropping pattern in India. The crops which are sown in the rainy season are called Kharif crops. The rainy season in India is generally from June to September. Paddy, maize, soya bean, groundnut and cotton are Kharif crops. On the other hand, the crops grown in the winter season like October to March are called Rabi crops. For example, wheat, gram, pea, mustard and linseed. Beside these, pulses and vegetables are grown during summer at many places. Basic practices of crop production. Cultivation of crops involves several activities undertaken by farmers over a period of time. Different steps involved in cultivation of crops are called agricultural practices. These are listed as follows. First step is preparation of soil, sowing, adding manure and fertilizers, irrigation, followed by protecting crop from weeds, then harvesting, and at last storage of the fruits. Preparation of soil. The preparation of soil is the first step before growing a crop. One of the most important tasks in agriculture, it involves turning and loosening of soil. This allows the roots to breathe easily even when they go deep into the soil. As we know that baby plant has very delicate and tender roots. They need soft soil or loosened soil to penetrate inside the soil. The loosened soil helps in the growth of earthworms and microbes present in the soil. These organisms are friends of the farmer since they further turn and loosen the soil and add humus to it. But why the soil needs to be turned and loosened? Turning and loosening of soil brings the nutrient-rich soil to the top so that plant can use these nutrients. In addition, dead plants and animals get decomposed by soil organisms. In this way, various nutrients in the dead organism are released back into the soil. The process of loosening and turning of the soil is called tilling or plowing. This is done by using a plow. What is a plow? The plow are made of wood or iron. It is a tool and implement. If the soil is very dry, it may need watering before plowing. The plowed field may have big clumps of soil called crumbs. It is necessary to break these crumbs. Leveling the field is beneficial for sowing as well as for irrigation. Leveling of soil is done by a leveler. Sometimes manure is also added at the time of loosening. This helps in proper mixing of manure with soil. The soil is moistened before sowing. Now, what is sowing? Sowing is the process of putting seeds in the soil. Sowing is an important part of crop production. Before sowing, good quality, clean and healthy seeds of a good variety are selected. Farmers prefer to use seeds which give high yield. Are there seeds which float on water? Would those be lighter or heavier than those which sink? Why would they be lighter? Actually, damaged seeds become hollow and are thus lighter. Therefore, they float on water. This is a good method for separating good, healthy seeds from the damaged ones. Before sowing, one of the important tasks is to know about the tools used for sowing seeds. Farmers use traditional tools and seed drill for sowing seeds. Traditional tool used for sowing seed is shaped like a funnel. You can see in this diagram, and seed drill is used for sowing with the help of a tractor. This tool shows the seed uniformly at a proper distance and depth. This helps seeds and baby plants to intake appropriate nutrition from soil. Next is manure and fertilizers. The substances which are added to the soil in the form of nutrients for the healthy growth of plants are called manure and fertilizers. Manures are the decomposed organic matter obtained from plant or animal waste. Farmers dump plant and animal waste in pits at open places and allow it to decompose. The decomposition is caused by some microorganisms. The decomposed matter is used as organic manure. Fertilizers. Fertilizers are chemicals which are rich in a particular nutrients. How are they differ from manure? Fertilizers are produced in factories where manures are produced domestically in the field. Some examples of fertilizers are urea, ammonium sulfate, superphosphate, potash, NPK. means nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium. Another method of replenishing the soil with nutrients is through crop rotation. This can be done by growing different crops alternately. Farmers in the northern India used to grow legumes as fodder in one season and wheat in the next season. This helped in the replenishment of the soil with nitrogen. Farmers are being encouraged to adopt this practice. Irrigation. The supply of water to crops at regular interval is called irrigation. The time and frequency of irrigation varies from crop to crop, soil to soil and season to season. In summer, the frequency of watering is high. Sources of irrigation. The sources of water for irrigation are wells, tube wells, ponds, lakes, rivers, dams and canals. Traditional method of irrigation. The water available in wells, lakes and canal is lifted up by different method in different region for taking it to the field. Cattle or human labor is used in these method. These methods are cheaper, less efficient. The various traditional ways are pulley system, chain pump, dhekli and rahat, that is lever system. Modern methods of irrigation. Modern methods of irrigation help us to use water economically. The main method used are as follows. 1. Sprinkler system. Second, drip system. Sprinkler system is more useful on the uneven land where sufficient water is not available. The perpendicular pipes having rotating nozzles on top are joined to the main pipeline at regular intervals. When water is allowed to flow through the main pipe under pressure with the help of pump, it escapes from the rotating nozzles. It gets sprinkled on the top as if it is raining. Another one is drip system. In this system, the water falls drop by drop directly near the roots. So, it is called drip system. It is the best technique for watering fruits, gardens and trees. Water is not wasted at all. It is a boon in region where availability of water is poor. Protection from weeds. In a field, many other undesirable plants may grow naturally along with the crops. These undesirable plants are called weeds. The removal of weed is called weeding. It is necessary because weeds compete with the crop plants for water, nutrient, space and light. So they affect the growth of crop. Farmers adopt many ways to remove weeds and control their growth. Tilling before sowing of crops help in uprooting and killing of weeds. Weeds are also controlled by using certain chemicals called weedicides like 2,4-D. These are sprayed in the field to kill the weeds. They do not damage the crops. The weedicides are diluted with water to the extent required and sprayed in the field with the sprayer. Weeding is also done by khurpi. A seed drill is also used to uproot weeds. Harvesting. Harvesting of crop is an important task. The cutting of crop after it is mature is called harvesting. In harvesting, crops are pulled out or cut close to the ground. It usually takes 3 to 4 months for a cereal crop to mature. Harvesting in our country is either done manually by sickle or by a machine called harvester. In the harvested crop, the grain seeds need to be separated from the straw and the waste chaff. This process is called threshing. This is carried out with the help of a machine called combine, which is in fact a harvester as well as a thresher. Now, storage. Storage of produce is an important task. If the harvested grains are to be kept for longer time, they should be safe from moisture, insects, rats, and microorganisms. Farmers store grains in jute bags or metallic bins. Large-scale storage of grain is done in silos and granaries to protect them from pests like rats and insects. Dried neem leaves are also used for storing food grain at home. Animal husbandry. Keeping animals at large scale and rearing them for domestic and commercial purpose is called animal husbandry. Food is also obtained from animals for which animals are reared, and this is also called animal husbandry.